where she looks at me, looks back forward, looks at me one more time, kind of like, do I do this or not? She looks forward, she takes off.
Tonight, what the grand jury heard when it chose not to indict Deputy Tyler Brockman in the fatal shooting of Samantha Ramsey. Good evening, everyone. Today, we know some of what the grand jury considered in the death of that 19-year-old as she left a field party.
The panel considered Deputy Tyler Brockman's chilling and emotional account of why he thought he had to shoot or die. Local 12's Deborah Dixon shares the video interview.
Samantha Ramsey kept driving, according to Deputy Tyler Brockman, when he tried to stop her from pulling out of the field onto Route 8. He'd already seen drunk partiers leaving. Ramsey's judgment was likely impaired, according to a forensic scientist who testified before the grand jury. Texts, selfies, and her toxicology report show she was drinking and smoking pot before the party. Her blood alcohol level was 6 times the legal limit for a 19-year-old.
She looked at me, glassy, watery eyes.
Brockman says Ramsey looked at him as he knocked on her car window and told her to stop. Instead, he says, she moved forward. Evidence shows she ran over Brockman's foot, breaking a bone. A scientist matched marks on his foot with Ramsey's tires.
I didn't want to get pinned, and I just jumped. And when I jumped, I remember landing right on the hood.
Brockman said he held on until Ramsey sped up.
And I hear everybody on the side that were all the pedestrians from the field party just start yelling, "Stop, please stop for him, it's not worth it, just stop." And I hear them say that. And I'm sitting there going, maybe she will stop, maybe. And then I just hear the engine keep getting higher, and it's revving, and it's revving, and I feel cold air. And I feel the cold air on my back, and I feel the cold air on my back, and I just know we're going. And at that point I go, I'm going to die. She is about to kill me. I'm going to die. And I went, no, I'm not going to die here. I'm not going to die like this. I'm not going to die on River Road. And I was looking right at her. She was looking right at me. And I'm just thinking to myself, why is she still driving? She sees me on her hood. And I reached down, I grabbed my pistol, and I put it up to the window.
Samantha was shot 4 times. Chelsea Pendleton was a passenger.
And I was like, stop, stop. We were all telling her to stop, and then he got on the roof, and then they shot the gun.
Brockman said when he fell off the car, he called for help and ordered everyone out.
Let me see your hands, let me see your hands, let me see your hands. And I see individuals just start jumping out and laying on the ground. The only person I don't see jump out, is the driver.
The grand jury apparently believed Brockman felt his life was in danger.
And they came back and they said, this man is not criminally negligent for what happened that night. Relief. Relief on Brockman's part and relief on this entire department's part.
You know, what's really interesting to me is that tire mark on his broken foot, because I'm sure the grand jury felt that was interesting too, because it backs up what he says. He says that when she got so close that it was pinning him between the cruiser and her car, and he had to go under and get run over, or he had to go on top of the hood.
And that's where we lost it in the video, wasn't it? Where we couldn't see that moment.
Right. Think what a body cam would do for that. And they are thinking, they are looking into that.
Yeah.
It just would have, it just would have told the video story. Well, yeah, it would have told the story.
Yeah,
it's a sad story because she's, you know, she's 19.
Horrible, yeah.
She's at a party. It's just so many elements just added up to this just being a sad, sad story.
What is the status of the deputy?
He will, next week, they'll transition him to be back on patrol, back on the beat. He'll start out riding with another deputy, and then he'll be back on the job.
All right, Deb, thanks very much.
Okay.
Samantha Ramsey's mother released a statement today. It says, in part, I learned from the media and not the Boone County Sheriff's Department that a Boone County deputy shot my daughter to death. I was not permitted to see her body for 4 days after she was shot to death. I was deeply troubled that multiple agencies within Boone County inappropriately released information about my daughter and the case immediately after she was shot to death. You can read the entire statement on local12.com.
New